Have you ever wondered how much time you're actually spending working in one part of your database? Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by Access Learning Zone. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today we're going to learn how to track how long a form was open in Microsoft Access without using a timer event. We'll save the time when the form opens, calculate the difference when it closes, and display the results with just a few lines of VBA. It's a simple, practical technique you can use to keep track of all kinds of everyday tasks in your database. Today's question comes from Russell in Rochester, Minnesota, one of my gold members. Russell says, how can I tell how long I spend working in one part of my database? Every morning I open a form with my customer follow-up list, and I work my way through it until I'm done. I'd like to know about how much time that takes, but I don't want some clock or timer constantly running on the screen. Is there an easy way to see how long I had that form open after I'm finished? Yes, Russell, I understand exactly what you're looking for. I do the same thing myself. I got my customer service form. It's got all the emails that came in. I like to know how long that takes me every morning. I got a couple other forms where I want to track how long that form was open for doing different things, like when I post on social media every morning, you know, the classes that I've done. I like to know that it took 35 minutes to do something. So, yeah, we could definitely do that. And I also don't like having clock timers running for a couple of reasons. One, I find them distracting to see a timer, counting down. I feel like I'm being watched, right? And another thing is whenever you've got a timer event running, that actually has the potential to steal focus from something else that's going on. So I don't like to use timers whenever possible. And I've done dozens of videos on timers over the years. So if you want to learn about that, just search for timers in Access and I'm sure you'll find my videos. But for today, we're going to avoid that. But we will need a little bit of VBA, so this is a developer level video. What does that mean? Well, that means if you've never done any VBA programming before, go watch this video. It's about 20 minutes long. It'll teach you everything you need to know to get started. We'll also be using an if-then block, so go watch this video. We're going to use TempVars. So if you don't know what TempVars are, go watch this. It's Adam's favorite. To display the message, I'm going to use my status box. Every now and then I get comments on YouTube like, what's this status function? Well, it's the status box that I made in this video. It's just a little box here on the main menu where we could put stuff instead of message box. I like this better. So go watch this. We're going to use date diff to display the difference between two date time values, right? How many minutes, for example. We're going to use the onOpen and onClose events to track when a form was open and closed. So if you're not familiar with those, go watch this video. We're going to work with some variables and some string concatenation. I know there's a lot of prerequisites. I like to be thorough and tell you guys all the stuff we're going to use, because then someone's not going to be posting down below like, what's this? Well, go watch the prerequisite videos. Okay, let's get into it. That's one of the nice things about my full course is that I know what we've already covered. So when people skip levels, I'm like, oh, you skipped Access Expert 13, didn't you? That's why you don't know what this stuff is. Anyways, here's my Tech Help free template. This is a free database you can grab off my website if you want to, or you can put this stuff in any database that you want. So the first thing we're going to do is, let's say I want to track how long my customer list form is open for. I'm going to move this over here so we can see the status box over here. Okay, let's pretend this is my callback list or whatever. Actually, we have a contact form in here too. Where's the contact form? This thing could be a list of follow-ups as well. But we'll use this guy because it's easier and there's a button for it right here already. So let's pretend I open this up. I call this guy, I call that guy, I call this guy. And then when I'm done for the day, when I close this, I want to know how long that form was open for, right? Pretty straightforward. So in the customer list, let's go design view. Let's open up the properties for this form by double clicking right there, right? And under events, you can use onload or you can use onOpen. It doesn't matter for this particular example. Let's go ... That'll bring up my code builder. Let me resize this so it fits. Okay. And right here in the form open event, I want to track the time that this form was opened. And I'm going to stick that in a TempVar. Now, why TempVars? Well, if you watch the TempVars video, you know that TempVars will survive any kind of errors or any kind of anything else that might crash in your database. I know personally when I'm developing, I always am throwing errors on stuff. So TempVars survive that. If I used a regular form variable, then I would lose it. So that's why I like to use TempVars for stuff like this. All right, so TempVars, and we're going to call this form open time. That's the name of the TempVar, and we're going to set it equal to now. And I'm also going to status that. Status. Right? Let's call it customer list opened now. Okay? All right. Save it. Debug, compile once in a while. Close it. Close it. Close it. Open it. All right. And there it is. And oh, look at that. Customer list open. And there it is. And you can reformat that if you want to and just say the time. It's up to you. Right? You can come in here and just for the format part, you could say format that as let's do HH:NN AM/PM. And now you'll just see the time. You want to store the actual time. Don't store the formatted time. Right? But you can display this. And remember, once you use the format function, then this turns it into text. It's no longer time. Yeah, I know I wasn't planning on covering format, so it wasn't in the prerequisites. There's a video if you want to go watch this. All right, but now if you do it, like here, you come in here and you open it up again. Where are you? Right there, see? Now it just says opened at 4:59 p.m. Okay. Now that's half of the equation. Now the system knows when this form was open. Now I need to figure out what to do when it's closed. Well, let's go back into here. Let's go back to properties. Let's find the onClose event. All right. Now, in order for form closed to fire, form open would have had to have fired first. So there's no way that this does not have a value in it, because TempVars don't get reset unless the database closes, right? So in here, we can simply take the difference in whatever you want, seconds, minutes, hours, right? Take the difference between that form open time and right now when the form actually closes. And now if you want to easily calculate the difference between those two things, we're going to put it in a variable. So I'm going to dim, let's call min open. How many minutes was it open as a long? And let's have some fun with it. Let's make a string that'll say, like, if it's less than 1 minute, we'll say less than 1 minute, right? Or we'll say minute or minutes. I always like that little added touch, right? When you see something was, form was open 1 minute. I hate that. So we're going to fix that. So S as a string, it's the little things that make your user's experience just so much better. All right, now min open equals the date diff in minutes. Remember, minutes is N because M is month. So you got to use N in access. Okay, what's the start date? Well, that's our TempVar. TempVars form open time. And what's the end date or time? Well, that's right now. Okay, so min open will have the number of minutes between the time the form was open and the time the form was closed. And now we make it fancy. We say, well, if min open is less than 1, so in other words, if it's 0, then we're going to say S equals less than 1 minute. Otherwise, else if min open equals 1, then S equals 1 minute. Otherwise, this means it's been open more than 1, right? It's going to say S equals min open and minutes. End if. And now we can status, right? Customer list open for S. Less than 1 minute, 1 minute, or 6 minutes, or whatever. Okay? Now, it's a good habit once you're done with a TempVar to remove it. Right? So, TempVars.remove form open time. You don't have to. It'll stay open, and that TempVar will exist for the life of the database. So, if you're using a lot of them, make sure that you remove them. I almost never remember to, but it's good code, so I should teach you guys to do that, right? Do as I say, not as I do. All right, let's hit the debug, compile once in a while, close it, close it, close it, say yes. All right, let me clear this. I'm just going to delete what's in there. Okay, ready? We're going to go customer list, open 503, hum-de-dum-de-dum, close it. All right, it was open for less than a minute. Okay, now I'm going to open it up. And I'm gonna go grab some coffee, and I'll be back. And you can just sit here and watch. I'm gonna hit pause on the record, and I'm gonna go see what my dogs are doing, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, bye. All right, I'm back. My dogs are just laying around being lazy. Let's Been a couple minutes. Let's find out. How long was this open for? Close it. Oh, 2 minutes. Okay, yeah, that's about right. I was gone for 2 minutes. So there you go. That's the nuts and bolts of how to do it. Now, one of the nice things is this is incredibly lightweight. There's no timer running in the background every second. We're not constantly updating a label or checking a clock. We just simply remember the time when the form opened, and then when it closes, we do a little math. That's it. Now, this might sound like a silly little project, but it's actually, surprisingly useful. I've been using this myself for years. I like to know, like I said before, how long does it take me to go through my customer emails every morning? Or reconcile my bank accounts. A couple times a week, I open up this other database where I've got all my account balances in it. For you, maybe processing invoices, things like that. Whatever you want to know how much time you're taking to do every, day or every couple days. Just knowing how long certain tasks take that can help you spot bottlenecks and become a little more efficient. And sometimes I kind of race the clock because I'm like, time to beat. Like when I do my social media posts, I got to open up Facebook and then Twitter, and I copy and paste. And sometimes, I know it takes like 12 or 13 minutes. It's the time to beat. So I'm subconsciously, even though I'm not looking at a clock, I'm trying to do it faster than I did yesterday. It kind of turned it into a fun game. Of course, now, this version only works for this one form because the code is hard-coded right into the form itself. But what if you want to do this for a bunch of different forms in your database without copying and pasting the same code over and over again? This is where things start to get interesting. So in the extended cut for the members, I'm going to show you how to turn this into a reusable framework that works with any form. And you don't even have to put code in the forms module. We're just going to use event handler functions. So in onOpen, you'll put note time opened, form. And then the close event, note time closed, form. You don't have to go dropping code into each form module. And then we'll log it in a table. Right? Time open, time closed. We'll log it by username, the form. Right? So then you could do totals. After the end of a week, how much time did you spend on the customer form? How much time did you spend on the main menu? Whatever forms you want to track. Right? This will all be in the extended cut for the members. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut videos. Not just this one. There's hundreds of them. And gold members get to download these databases. And everybody gets a free training class every month. And everybody's happy. So for more information, click that blue join button and become a member. It's real easy to do. But that is going to be your tech help video for today. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. And members, I'll see you in the extended cut. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button right now and give me a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. And make sure you click that bell icon and select all to receive notifications whenever I post a new video. If you're new to Microsoft Access, check out my Access Beginner Level 1 course. It's over 4 hours long and it covers all the basics like tables, queries, forms, and reports. It's a great place to start and it's also completely free. Members of my channel get extended cut videos, sample databases, access to my code vault, and full training classes every month. Click the join button for details. Thanks for watching. I'm Richard Rost with AccessLearningZone.com. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time.